sorry. Good job. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of
PnB Unplugged.
Oh, man. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my coffee voice. I don't know what you put in here, but I like it.
Well, it's 2 scoops of Folgers, old son.
Hey, man, brother, it's the recipe.
You want to go through our drinks today like we normally do?
Yeah, let's do that. So mine is standard black coffee in my new Tennessee Volunteers mug.
My Tennessee mountain
mug that my wife got for me for our 16th wedding anniversary. What a gift.
You love it.
You do actually love it.
It's really great. Thank you. Carmen's not able to be on mic, so if I pick on her tonight, she can't really retaliate.
She can beat you with that giant water bottle she's got, though. They're heavy. They're registered weapon.
All right. Okay, what are you drinking? Water, she said. Ice water. Okay, Caleb, what are you drinking?
I am drinking untea. I'm kidding. I'm just drinking coffee with a little bit of milk I stole from the fridge.
Now, is that your 7-Up over there?
That is.
Show him that 7-Up.
Oh, my Lord. This right here, if you're in the zero sugar world and you're a diabetic, this is worth the trip. 7-Up cherry soda. Autumn got me on this. I thought, no, it's delicious, man.
Sounds good.
I have to ration them out because, as you know, in ministry, it's cheaper to buy the soda that you don't want. So that one is like a specialty.
Oh, because we're poor? Is that what you mean?
That's not what I'm just
saying.
The
poor.
Lord
I would
says,
say less fortunate.
Exactly a need. So.
Autumn said, I would say less fortunate.
Not poor.
Poor unfortunate.
Hey,
we are very blessed.
We are rich in faith and hope and love. All right, Autumn, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking an off-brand Poppy. It's from Aldi.
Nice.
Raspberry Rose.
I tasted that earlier.
They're good.
Yeah.
The Ollipops have a bunch of fiber in them. So if you drink a couple of them a day, you know, you may not want to drink a couple of them a day. You'll end up somewhere you don't want to be.
My wife, regular at last.
I would have you tell them about your app for that, but let's not.
I will.
Let's not. Let's not.
That's next
All
week.
right. Now, before I get what you're drinking, let me go ahead and introduce the man in the middle tonight. And he is wearing a Tennessee shirt, which is a big deal for him.
Hallelujah.
And so he is supporting tonight and representing. Oh, yeah. This guy in the middle, his name is Tip, and his name is Aaron Tipton, but we all call him Tip, and he is new to Phillips and Banks. How long have you been with us?
3 months now?
Probably
3 months now. And Aaron runs the sound for us, and he drives.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because now I don't have to.
And he does a lot of the driving for us. And so we thought it would be really cool to bring Aaron on. And really, this whole episode is all about you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel blessed.
Oh, wow.
So Tip's wearing his Tennessee shirt and his Phillips and Banks hat, and I feel very supported in my spirit tonight.
I wear my Phillips and Banks hat all the time. I normally don't wear a hat, but when I got this one, I'm like, yeah, man.
I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing a hat tonight because my hair is greasy.
Well, it's all right.
This hat's expired, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, like, if they ain't bought one yet, I don't know what they're waiting on.
They need to buy one, bro.
You got to.
Yeah.
Got to.
All right, so Aaron Tipton, and so what are you drinking tonight?
I'm on the Ras train, too.
Okay, where'd you get
I got a raspberry flavored Dr. Enough.
Oh, nice.
From the one and the only Pals.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
All right, now if you're watching from outside the Tri-Cities area, just remember that last week we had an episode all about food.
I think we started with Pals.
We did. Yeah, the first thing we talked about was Pals. And so here we are, just evidence that Pals is the place to be.
When I worked there, we would get free drinks. Not free food, which would have been better. But every time my shift was over, I would get a large Dr. Enough Ad Razzie. And think about that now. I could not do that because there's caffeine in it. I don't know what changed between then and now. But
You got old.
That's fair. That's fair. But I used to drink the crap out of those.
I'd say so, yeah. Well, is that your favorite drink from Pals?
No, I like plain tea add peach. That's my jam.
I used to like Razzie Sprite pretty good, too. You like Razzie Sprite? You ever had that?
I do, yeah. Which I do the peachy tea, too. I also do the raspberry tea.
Do you do peachy sweet tea?
Yes.
Oh,
Can't do that.
wow. That's a lot of sweet going on right there.
Well, I'm a big guy.
It's also the South.
I'm keeping it real, baby.
Pal's sweet tea is the better of the sweet teas. I think. I don't really like sweet tea, but if I was going to pick one, I do like Pal's sweet tea if I have to.
You know, you talked a lot about, we talked a little bit about McAllister's last week, too,
Oh, yeah.
on the podcast. And I told you that, you know, I would never just choose to go to McAllister's, but I go there because it's more healthy and it's good, right?
At least appears to be.
Right. So, I love their sweet tea.
Oh, yeah.
Never had it.
It's the best.
It is
I mean,
good.
It's honestly the best sweet tea.
It's really, really good. I would go to McAllister's just to get tea. I wouldn't go to McDonald's.
Well, if it's any reflection of their unsweet, which is just
Yeah, it's good.
sweet
I
tea
knew.
without sugar, the tea is good.
Is that what
Is that all
unsweet
it
tea
is?
I thought that was called diet sweet
What
tea.
What does Olivia call that?
Dirty water.
Not dirty water.
Oh,
Bad water.
Bad water,
She
yeah.
said, "Why you?" I remember the first time she said, "You drink. Why do you get it unsweet? What's the point?"
yeah.
I'm like, I just love tea. She's like, "Just tastes like
Yeah.
bad water."
You might as well just get diet water.
Someone from our live studio audience just texted me and reminded me that actually the best tea is the tea at Petro's. It's
Oh,
orange.
I've never had it.
They
The
put-
orange flavored's not bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
good.
delicious.
Where's Petro's?
Johnson
Johnson
City.
City.
What is
Well, you
that?
got-
Actually,
Or
no,
not.
there's one in
Bristol.
Bristol
Whoa,
now.
time out.
Wait, what?
You mean to tell me you're sitting here eating or drinking coffee out of a Tennessee cup and you know nothing about
I really
Petro's?
I don't
Petros is in Neyland Stadium, I
in
think.
Neyland Stadium? It's everywhere. It's like Knoxville is like huge for this.
I did not know that.
It's good.
So you know, like the
'cause they
thing
put
you can get
oranges?
in there, like the chips and the chili,
Like
and
Frito
all
chili
that
pie.
stuff. Yes, that's
Just drive through.
You
Bro.
know, the one time I went to a Tennessee football game at Neyland, and we went to a Moe's close by the stadium.
okay. Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd ever been to a Moe's. And I walked in there, and there were so many people in there. And, you know, as soon as you go through the doors at Moe's, they always go, "Welcome to Moe's!" You know, really,
I turned
really
around and walked
loud.
right back out.
I walked in, they screamed at the top of their lungs. I thought we was being robbed or something. like
Like when you go into Buc-ee's, fresh brisket on the board. Get out.
Exactly.
I just let me check out and leave, please.
Exactly.
It's
Well,
so scary.
so tonight's episode is I think we should probably call it All About Tip.
Yeah.
I think that's a great. That's
We
a
could
great
call
I
thing
need to
call
come
I
up with something
appreciate
fun.
That, you
That
know?
or the tip of the iceberg.
So is this my official introduction?
It is.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
I'm excited that it's on a podcast, but I mean, I thought that'd be about singing news, you know, big old write-up
full-page article.
or something.
Yeah,
I
some,
mean, you know,
some kind of public service announcement or something.
I mean, I'm kind of a big deal here.
for immediate release.
No pun intended, but I am a big deal.
All right. Well, so as I said before, Tip is he runs the sound for us, and he shares the responsibilities of driving for us, which is a huge thing for us because we get tired, and Tip never gets tired.
Never.
I don't know how he does it. I'm convinced that Tip loves being on the road more than us, more than we do for sure.
About, I would say probably. I know some anyhow.
Hey, well,
What was it like a couple weeks ago? Was going to New York.
Yeah.
She's like, Tip, I literally just woke up and rode out.
Yeah.
We left at like, what was that, 11:30?
yeah.
Well, and also we'll get 30 or 40 miles down the road, and Autumn will be like, "What if we just went back home?"
Can we turn
Yeah.
around,
What if-
please?
And I'm convinced it's not really because Autumn doesn't like what we do. It's more like
I
because
love my house.
yeah,
She's a homebody.
she's a homebody.
And believe it or not, I really am too.
Yeah, are you?
On the most parts, like if it's through the week, I don't get out and do nothing.
You just go to work and come home.
Just wait on traveling, man.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what you're living for is the weekend.
every week.
I've
That's
always
awesome.
wondered your sleep schedule always throws me off, Tip, because you'll go to sleep and you sleep for a while. I get up in the middle of the night. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just need something to drink or I'm getting medicine or whatever. And Tip can come, going from, and as soon as I move out of my bed, he's like, You need something, old son? You were dead out of it, man. He's like, no, I'm fine, buddy. You want me to get you something? I'm like, no, I'm okay.
Well, and we've known Tip a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Me and Carmen and Autumn have known Tip for probably 8 years, 7
At
or 8
least as
years.
long as we've been Phillips and Banks. I'd
Right.
say.
But Caleb, you've known Tip a lot longer than that, right?
I was a little bit older than Olivia.
Really?
13 when we met.
Yeah.
That's
Where
when
did-
we met.
Where did you meet?
Paradise Island, West Virginia.
West Virginia, baby.
You know,
That's,
a place in West Virginia called Paradise Island.
It's
It
got to
was,
be it.
I
Let me
don't-
tell you
I
something.
don't believe that.
That place was everything but paradise.
I believe that.
It had rained and it was flooding. And to be honest with you, like it was flash flooding, and they were just looking for like a little baby that got washed away, and,
See,
Oh, no.
and the family during that, and that lady was still having us singing. No
Buddy,
matter
we
what.
kept on. It made me think of when you talk about church, Jake Bo, growing up. I mean, I remember one night it was like thunder and lightning, pouring rain, and they had this thing called the Passion Trail that you'd sit in this concert and then you go out through the woods for the story of Jesus.
Mhm.
And I mean, it was like pouring rain one night, and I could hear him out there, glory to God. Still going. I was like, all right, man.
Yeah, pouring down the rain. They were out there just worshiping.
They're there for
Well,
it,
I
man.
mean, did they have like a crucifixion scene out
Yeah.
there? So it was more realistic. 'cause-
I didn't go. It was raining. So I don't know. You have to ask the 12-year-old on out.
That's hilarious.
Zibaz.
Okay, so Caleb, did you like?
Gosh.
Hey,
I
they-
didn't go. It was raining.
at the time with the band, the group that I was with, our bus wasn't very nice. But there's one thing that was for sure about it. It did not leak.
Oh well, there
So
you
Can't
I was
say
in
that
the
about
dry.
Hey,
I was in the dry.
I will say the same. We'd go inside the main building while we were there and take showers. And then our tent for that week was my dad had this old Chevy van
Oh, my
that he took
gosh.
all of his toys, his tools out of
His
it.
toys.
Edit that. He threw a big
No.
mattress in the back of it, and that's what we camped in. But hey, we were dry as a
That
powder
is
house.
so redneck. I love it.
Okay, now let me ask you. So you were with your dad and your uncles?
Yeah.
Like, were you
No, I
called?
was that time it was my dad and my aunts.
Okay,
so
so
it was
that's
the
the
Banks
Banks
family.
family.
Yeah.
Okay, and who were you with at the time?
Living Waters.
Oh, Living Waters. Okay, so
Trio, right?
that's where you guys met, and it was just a big gospel singing out there.
Yep.
or- Okay, all right. So, well, that's cool. So you've known Tip the longest, so you get the gold star for that, Caleb. Way to go!
Well, what can I say?
Congratulations.
Is it not crazy that we're from the same town, but it took us to meet
I know.
Yeah,
that far away? It's like the official meeting.
it's great. Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, you know what? I technically met you before that
Yeah, I drove her on school.
on the school bus.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
On the
true.
band
Never mind.
bus.
Autumn's got the gold star, man.
it's probably not that long because when you were 13, I was
3.
Not
Five.
even thought of.
5. So you still known him longer than me, but
Let me tell you a little bit about that, can I? About that trip.
Absolutely, yeah.
The night before, we were in North Carolina before we went on into West Virginia, and that's the night was with Standing Tall, and I think there was somebody else there that night. Big old concert, and a buddy of ours that came, Aaron Ramsey's dad. Aaron played with Mountain Heart and a few others, and
Oh, I love Mountain Hawk.
and they came, and when we left, I got on the bus and we took off. Well, there was a couple of them that was riding with Mike Ramsey and Aaron in the van, and we get to where we was eating at like 3 hours, 2.5 hours away, and we realized our mandolin player's missing.
No way.
We left him at that church.
Oh.
2 hours away.
2 hours away, so they like start sending us. We all start looking, turning our phones on, and realized nobody had left them off. So they all start going, you know, when we turned them on. But it's
my
Brad. He goes, this is not a joke. You left me at the church. And the funny thing was, Mike Upright and them, as they was pulling out, saw Brad standing there with his luggage. We're gone. They honked the horn and wave at him and just leave.
So he has no way of contacting
No,
you.
so he finally gets a hold of Kelly that was with us at the time. His
I
dad.
love Kelly. Oh man.
And
listen.
so he started calling the North Carolina police saying, you need to pull them over. It's like describing what the bus looks like and all that stuff. And they're telling him it's got to be an emergency. They can't just pull us over.
Oh my
He goes,
gosh.
it is an emergency. They left their man at the church. Boy, Brad was so mad.
That's so funny.
I was just thinking it, standing in the foyer with my luggage in my arms, me and God.
So I was just letting you know, I could have met you probably a few hours earlier than what we did.
Hey, now Olivia, Olivia loves to tell the story about the time that we left her.
Left her at that
Oh,
church.
yeah.
We went to that Mexican
Olivia?
restaurant. She
Well-
just cheer.
Across the street.
Yeah, no, it wasn't far.
What, like 20 feet, 30 feet?
That is awesome.
And she was with the pastor.
But she learned. She gonna learn today.
so we were in Kentucky, and we were at this church that we go to about once a year, and got done with the concert, and everybody was like, "Hey, we want to take y'all over here to this Mexican restaurant,"
And we immediately said,
and eat.
yeah, absolutely.
And we were like, "Of course,
Mexican
let's
food?
go." And so we all got in the RV, and the Mexican restaurant, like you literally pull out of the church parking
You
lot,
could see
turn
it
left,
basically from
and
the-
it's like right here. I mean, it's right next to the church. And so we went over there and pulled in, backed in, and Carmen goes, "Where's Olivia?" And I was like, "I don't know. I thought you had her."
Oh, my Lord.
Just to clarify, we were not supposed to leave right then. We had all our stuff still in the lobby. And so Olivia was inside with the equipment playing. And because we were going to go out there and change our clothes and go back and get her and the stuff. Well, then they were like, let's go eat first.
Let's just
before
go
we
eat
load
first.
up. I was
Cool.
like, okay.
So it threw us off. Kind of threw us off our
Well,
game.
you know, I mean,
Don't call the
that's
police, in other
understandable.
words.
We got towed off because we thought that he was with them. And then we have a whole dressing room on the bus that you can change clothes in, but you still take your bag and go into a church to change. I mean,
Right.
I mean, who thought that he was going to be in there changing clothes? You know?
Well, tell us a little bit about
Boys,
Tip, because Tip runs sound for us, and that was an answered prayer for us, wasn't it?
Yes.
Autumn?
Yeah.
It really was, because I was not really about to quit, but I was about to quit. Oh,
I mean,
not really. But
But the thing is
it's
it-
hard to do it from the stage. And if you
Absolutely.
do it, you know that it's hard. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but man, it's
I don't know.
tough.
I don't know what it is. Maybe we're just. I see a lot of groups. They have their sound on the stage, and it's like behind them, and they set it during their sound check, and then they never really touch it.
If you're going to be on stage, it's the best thing to do. Just,
Just let it
Just
go.
be
Really-
satisfied with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, I've had to do that myself. So
but
what I used to do
so
with Dad,
tell us
yeah.
a little bit about like how you came to figure sound out, and like have you run sound exclusively for other groups, or just as
well,
it
I
just
mean, never like other than a group that I was in or a part of.
Mhm.
You know, it started in high school. You know, like doing technology stuff, doing sound stuff. We had a little TV program there, and it all started with that, and I become real interested in it. And then my parents sung all their lives, so it was
yeah.
just I always had my hands on it. You know,
Gotcha.
so then I started like just trying to study YouTube or read books about it and stuff like
That's
that to
cool.
learn, you know, what frequencies are,
Yeah.
you know, and how to distinguish, you know, what range they're in.
right.
Little tricks.
Those
Some of
little-
them I ain't got figured out yet, but some of them, I mean, I can hear, you know. the
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
difference
it's
in.
crazy what you can hear when you're sitting out in the house and just you're like, sing that certain note, and it's crazy to hear you kind of dial it in there, man. I
It's
love it.
really, I'll be honest with you. I know enough about sound to be dangerous. And when we started Phillips and Banks, 8 years ago, I was like, my previous job, I was just kind of thrown into the fire. And so I had to, when I went into that previous job, I didn't know what an XLR cable was from a
Yeah,
quarter
just
inch.
kinda forced to learn.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
was forced to learn it. And it sounds like it's kind of the same for you.
Yeah, at first it was, yeah.
Yeah. So you just kind of you get thrown in there and you got to figure it out. So you just do?
Well, at first, to me, it was I need a guitar cable
Mhm.
or I need a microphone cable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then I got around people that was saying the proper words, and I'm like, I've got to get this figured out because I'm tired of looking like a dummy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, XLR, quarter inch guitar chords,
Gotcha.
mic
Gotcha.
chords.
What does XLR stand for?
I don't know.
Man, don't ask me that because I've never really thought about that
Alexa.
myself.
No. What's it called?
Ziggy. Ziggy, what does XLR stand for?
No. Oh no, this is bad. Never mind.
Well, you now you have your CDL too, don't you?
Yeah,
So
it's actually something to do with left and right. I do know that.
oh, okay.
External line return.
External
Okay.
So
line
it doesn't have
Okay.
to do
All right.
with
So it ain't left
So
and right.
that's why they call it XLR.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means. So there you go. Moving right along. Tell us about you've drove a bus about your whole life too, huh? Got that CDL stuff going
Yep.
on. That's good.
That's how I got started with school buses.
Oh, that's
And-
right, because you drove Autumn.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what I done then was I was a school bus trainer through the state of Virginia for Scott County Schools. So I trained like all their new hire bus drivers and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Gosh, man.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. So you said you started with your mom and dad. They
Yep.
had a group growing up.
Yep.
And what kind of music did they do?
They done gospel. It's the Tipton family.
Bluegrass,
Well,
country.
it's more kind of like the primitive quartet-ish style.
Right. Okay.
But more, I wouldn't really call it bluegrass.
Mm-hmm.
More mountainous,
Gotcha.
mountain
Oh,
music.
So you've been around your whole life.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
I mean, when we were born, I mean, we grew up in a station wagon to start with. Like I said, we slept in the back of that. They throw a mattress down. There've been times that we would come home, get out of the back of that station wagon, go in the house, take showers, get ready, and catch the bus,
Man.
the school bus. And my sister would help us with her homework. And she was still in school too. My sister, she was a little bit older than us. She was, like middle school, high school at that point in time when
Gotcha.
we got in school. But yeah, she'd help us with her homework while mom and dad took care of the driving and everything. So yeah,
That's
cool.
awesome. So what did you do after, like, what was the next group or whatever that
The
you
next
were in?
the next group from them was Living Waters. We met them through school. We all went to school together. Me and Israel and Tabitha. Of course, Kelly didn't go to school with us. She went to the West End Baptist Church,
Okay.
which is part of the church that we was just at Sunday.
Yeah.
So it was that church split up years ago. So they sung with her in that church. So that's how them three got acquainted. And then I met them through a benefit singing we done at the vocational school. And Israel called me and was like, man, let's just, why don't you come on board? At the time, played lead guitar. So I played lead guitar with them.
That's awesome. Now, what year was that around? Do you know? Was that like
95?
that was the year Autumn was born?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, so
let me see.
you got all
Gray
like you look showing the gray hair.
Yeah, gray hair.
Hey,
Well-
I got him.
So okay, so you played with now. If you know anything, if you're watching this and you're from Southwest Virginia at all, or really, Living Waters Trio became a pretty big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Back
they
in the
were.
day.
They,
I got the CD in my drawer at home.
We do
they,
have it.
they is we signed a contract, couple of contracts, and everything. So had to live those out. Terry Thompson's who was with it last, But yeah, had a couple Dove Award nominations and got to present. One at Casting Crowns won. So
That's so cool.
yeah, they've been some pretty cool things.
That's really great. That's right. And so you always just played instruments for them?
Yeah, started out on lead guitar
Mm-hmm.
and
How many instruments can you play?
oh gosh, several. So then I went from guitar. We got another guy to come in and play guitar, so I went to upright bass. So I played upright bass for him. Then I went to electric bass because we changed our style. It was like one of these things. So I went to electric bass, and then Then I went to mandolin. After that, and my brother came on, started playing bass. So then I played a little bit of mandolin, then dobro, started playing dobro. And then, of course, Brad, he came on to play mandolin. That's when I went to dobro. So as we found somebody to fill in a spot, and I
You
just learned
something else, yeah.
honestly, that group is where I learned a lot of the extra instruments I've never had played them until, okay, we need a dobro player. So I'm like, okay. So we go find a dobro player, and I start filling it out.
That's awesome.
I'm not saying it was great, but I
Well,
got through it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I didn't really even realize that you could do that many, that you played that many instruments,
Oh, yeah.
honestly. I knew you played the bass, and I knew you played the guitar.
Well, bass is my mainstream instrument.
Gotcha.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, Autumn can play bass.
If you need something like a real standard worship song with 4 chords, yeah, I sure can play bass. If your guitar player's standing right there next to me, I can watch your hands.
That's awesome. I have a story about that. When I was growing up in church, I had this guy that used to play the bass, and I won't reveal his name so that nobody gets mad at me. But he would play the bass, and I'd put my capo on. I'd be playing in G, right? G
Oh, no.
position. I put my capo on, and he's watching my hands. Well, he wasn't paying attention to my
To the
capo.
capo, yeah.
So I'd be capo 3 playing in G, which is B flat.
So he's in G.
He's in
playing
G. And man, that can get tricky there sometimes. So
Sometimes he can hit some of those like 2 or 3 notes. In
that the keys.
Every now and then,
It's like
there's
in the
one
chord
that's right.
somewhere, yeah.
There's one that's right somewhere.
Hey, you got that one, son.
I love you playing the minor over the 1 there. That sounds great. That's 6.
So I think, let's see. Okay, so what did you do? What happened after Living Waters? Did you?
Pretty much, I was with Living Waters. I've done some fill-in work with, standing tall here and there. And then I've done some stuff with the Comptons. Going and play bass with Chuck Compton and stuff.
Compton's
That's awesome.
incredible.
And then, kind of got out of it for a little while and went on to the bluegrass scene and done my rounds there. And then took another little break from music and then came back. And Chris would have been the next one after I came back into the gospel side.
And that's where I met you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or,
When we did.
yeah, when
Except
we all
Caleb.
met you. Yeah. Was with Chris Holder and Journey Home.
Yep.
If you know anything about Chris Holder, he's a great guy. He's out of he's out of Southwest Virginia, right?
Well, not originally,
Okay.
but that's where he lives now
Yeah.
because his wife was from there.
okay.
He's a Segunsville, Tennessee boy. He's a Tennessee
I
boy.
forget about
And he
that.
likes to let people know he's from Tennessee,
You know, when
Amen,
we first met him, you know who Aaron Tippin is?
Oh, yeah.
The country
Yeah.
singer. Stars and Stripes and the Eagle Flies and all that.
Got to stand for something.
Yeah, that yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought that it's so funny because Aaron Tippin,
Yeah.
and I always thought that Chris Holder sounded
like it.
and kind of looked like him too.
Yeah, there's and believe it or not, Chris is really good friends with Aaron Tippin.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's actually done some steel guitar work with him and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they were
Well,
real good friends.
Well, maybe he could be a stunt double sometime, or go and
Well, yeah. I mean, Tippin was starting to look a little older now. In the younger days, they did though.
yeah.
They did favor a lot. Yeah.
I wonder if Chris.
man.
I wonder if Chris will ever get a job as the celebrity theater in Pigeon Forge. Just
Oh,
like
the
Impersonator. And he could. I mean, he knows them Tippin songs too. He knows them plumb down to
and
the.
Chris can sing, can't he? Caleb?
Everything.
Yeah, he can. I love to hear Chris. I mean,
He's a country guy,
Yeah,
I mean,
he is.
he loves country music. He grew up, that was his thing. And then when he got saved, which he got saved really young, but when he started wanting to, play Christian music, I mean, he wanted it to be that old country sound.
yeah, man.
Mhm.
So
And so you came on the scene with them, and we did a lot of dates together
Yeah.
early on. as
Early on.
Phillies
Several.
and Banks. Yeah, we did several. I remember one time we did a. What was that thing we did? It was outside, and it was like
Always.
at Bloomingdale,
it was a.
There was another one out in the field.
It was out in the field. It was covered though.
That's the first time we met Daniel and Sandy with you.
Oh yeah, that was that
The group came in that we didn't know was going to be there.
that camp meeting thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, so and Chris and them, they're great friends of ours. We love them dearly, and they're still singing some. But Chris has taken a pastor job.
Yeah,
now.
he's a pastor in a church over in Big Stone,
That's great.
Robinette's Chapel.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
It was a church that we would go sing at like once or twice a year.
Mhm.
They let us. We'd usually do their homecoming, and then maybe another date
Mhm.
prior to that. But yeah, they started praying about it, and finally Chris announced he's calling to preach. And
He's a great preacher too.
which we've all been on him for a long time, man. You just need to go ahead and announce that. Oh hush, oh hush. He'd get tore up. But yeah, he finally announced he's calling to preach, and then it's probably been a year and a half, 2 years since he announced his calling. Maybe a year and a half. And then yeah, the Lord's opened up the door over for him, and I talked to him just the other day, and man, things are going great for him. So
That's great.
I love Chris. We, you and I, when we met, I knew you. I didn't know him. I didn't know any of the other band members. Or when we reconnected at Yuma Elementary, you remember that?
yeah, absolutely.
And so reunited, baby, and it feels so
Yeah,
good.
it was so good
But
to see you.
Chris, I'd seen him one
Now I
other time.
regret it. I'm just kidding.
I'd seen Chris one other time, and I didn't know who he was. I met him before I got saved when he was still a cop.
Oh yeah, that's a cool
And he-
story
yep,
actually.
And he was a sheriff. He wasn't a sheriff then. At that time, he was just looking for drugs. So
And
Looking for
Caleb
people-
had him.
well, that I did not. I was driving a big old empty van though, and obviously I thought this looks like a perfect vehicle to be hauling drugs to
drugs?
Virginia in. But Chris said he pulled me back in the cruiser. Never met him before in my life, or his big SUV, and he's like, "Listen, man, I'm gonna help you out, but you have to give me a name." And I said, "Brother, if I had a name to give you, I'd hand it right over to you, but I promise you." So anyways, after that, I heard Chris singing. I didn't know he sang. I'd only seen him there and in court when I was a hoodlum. So not long after I got saved, he was singing at,
Somewhere.
what's that church down next to Papa's? Liberty?
Girl,
Not
I do
Liberty.
not know.
Andy Sensabaugh's church.
Oh, Freedom.
Freedom.
That's
So-
his old home church.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. So that makes sense. He's from Sir Gormsworth. So anyways, I walked in. He was up there singing. I was like, what's that cop doing here?
I recognize him.
I'm good now, But we talked after service, and I was like, hey, I said, you don't remember me, but you stopped me one time. And he was like, look, man, I was just trying to do my job. And I said, oh, no. I said, I'm not here to be mad at you. I said, you kind of
Got a hit
started
on
the
him.
journey for me to get clean and, get my life straightened up. And then a few years later, we were talking about that. So now when everybody says, how do you know Chris Holder? I said, before or after I got saved.
Well, that's
I've
a
heard-
really cool story
Yeah, I
how all
love
that connects.
It's crazy. I mean, it really is.
I've heard a lot of people talk, that has been down that road, and Chris has arrested them and stuff, and how they said that Chris, after he put them in the car, he's like, talked to them about the Lord the whole
Yeah.
time, and stuff, and how he made an impact on their life, doing that. I mean, some of them came to the barn revival and stuff.
That's awesome.
And then when he was the lead detective, we had barn revival, and one of his deputies, man, comes, screaming in that thing.
Oh wow.
He was out on, and just, he came in there sliding.
Wow.
Like, we thought, oh my Lord, something's going on.
Something's wrong.
He came out of that car, didn't even shut the door, man. He busted through that barn and slid into that altar and got his heart.
That's so cool.
Man.
Yeah.
That is
And that's
awesome.
when the barn revival first got started, and it just blossomed after that.
That's great.
Something I love when you're with us, and anybody that's never been in concert with us, is if you're ever, Tip always sits in the back. He don't say a word. I mean, obviously welcome people, but if nothing else is going on in the church, you've always got him back there. I mean, you're praising the Lord, you're worshiping, you set the sound and sometimes, man, I feel like that really makes the spirit move, man. You,
Well,
you
it-
like
it-
to get up and worship, and I love that about you, brother.
It really blesses me to look back there and see your sound man worshiping the Lord.
Yeah, man.
Not
You know,
miserable.
Right. You
And
know,
Tip
when
ain't
you-
gonna do it if he ain't feeling it.
right. I mean, when you've heard, when you've heard these songs, I mean, even when you were with Chris Holder and Journey Home,
Oh yeah, you'd still.
that we did a lot of dates together, and you knew a lot of these songs before you even came on with us. But it's like no matter what, you're always like there with us, like in spirit.
the
You know what
moment,
I'm saying? In the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. I mean, you all have always blessed my heart. I mean, honestly, from the first time I met you, I mean, your music has just touched me and blessed me. And I mean, still to this day, I don't care how many times I hear them. I mean, the spirit of the Lord still witnesses, and stuff, and I love it. I mean, sometimes it makes me mess up. I ain't gonna lie. I've been praising the Lord, and then Caleb started a leap part. I'll be like,
Sorry.
you know what I mean?
Not now, Lord. I'm sorry.
Well, speaking of that, Caleb was sharing a little bit of that story about Chris and his interaction even before he gave his life to Christ. If you're comfortable, tell us a little bit about your salvation experience or like your testimony before you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. Thing is like growing up in church. Mine's more like yours, where you grew up in church your whole life. And I mean, here I was like, this even runs through the early parts of Living Waters, into the latter parts of it. And to be honest with you, my trend with Living Waters has been probably one of the biggest helps to me spiritually and, business wise, as far as what music is and everything. But all this time, it's just something we done all the time.
Mhm,
And I never had that born again experience.
mhm.
And I mean, so we go through mom and dad, and then we're up in the age at this time, 14, 15 years old, whatever, 16. I get with Living Waters, and here we are doing that. And then God starts opening doors and starts blessing. I mean, we graced the stage with some of the biggest names in gospel music. And here I am getting this opportunity to do that. And I was lost,
Wow.
as a ball in high weeds,
Mm.
And finally, God started speaking to me and everything. And I finally just had to break down at Tipton's Chapel. And, there's a brother Dave Morlock was preaching a message about, being a hypocrite and stuff like that. And I was like, man, that's exactly what I'm being right now, And so I gave my heart and life to the Lord then. And so from that, I mean, it's just being awesome, And then what I'm saying is about learning about things is like, at first with them, it was when people's coming up wanting autographs, stuff like that. All that kind of got in the way. It's like, how many autographs we're going to sign this week? Whatever. But once salvation came on, it became a whole different perspective,
Yeah.
And you could see like how God blessed in those situations when really wasn't spiritually minded and stuff. But once that happened, it kind of like brought us down to a level, hey, look, it's about me. It's not about you all. Y'all are got to be about my business.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's practically my story.
That's awesome, man. And I think, for the people that have grown up in church, like, a lot of people that may be watching this right now are probably familiar with my story, so I won't take the time to share it, but I was kind of like that too. And I think that's the danger in what we do sometimes, like as gospel music singers and performers. It is ministry, but it's performance-based ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can get up there and perform all day long, but
Yeah.
that's all it is a
Yeah.
performance.
Absolutely.
And so it makes you think you wouldn't have to say this, but being saved makes a big difference.
It really does.
Yeah.
It honestly does.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and I only say that because I've done ministry, or like I've been involved in church, and I've been up on platforms and sung, and just like you, I didn't know the Lord. I mean, I knew a lot about Jesus, but I didn't know him in a personal way that had changed my life.
Absolutely.
And
Same.
I would, you're a multi-talented musician and singer, and I grew up singing in church, and I think the danger is people, they see your talent and they see your giftedness and your abilities, and they automatically just want to push you up on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we're not ready for that.
No.
We're
I was just born into it, so it was a natural thing.
right.
My dad.
You know,
and I-
as soon as we got old enough, we had instruments in our hands.
Mm-hmm.
We quit sleeping under the pews and got an instrument in our hands.
Yep.
I mean, at first we didn't know what we were doing, but they put one in our hands, and we would just. And then next thing you know, we're starting making chords. And then Ronnie or my dad or somebody, my mom would start helping us because my mom could play chords and stuff on the guitar as well. So, you know, it just.
Yeah, but I think sometimes, like, I guess what I'm getting at is, for me, I was so young. I didn't even know what I was singing about. And I think
True.
it's good to be in church. And I think if your kid can sing, get them up there and let them do. But for me, and I think it's an individual thing for each person, you have to be able to distinguish, like, okay, you know, we're doing this for the Lord. This
Yeah.
is not for us or for. And I think we're also in the Bible Belt, and so, you know, we're surrounded by it all the time. And so, thank you for that testimony. It's a great story about how God can, and you know, it reminded me too. I'm not going to preach, but it reminded me too about how God used people in the Bible sometimes that even weren't in a right relationship with Him at the time, in order to accomplish His will and His purpose. I mean, He even used Pharaoh, you know, of the Egyptians, to accomplish His will and His purpose through the Israelites. So God can use anything. He can use anybody and anything at any time. But I'm just really glad that I'm really glad you got right with the Lord.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean, I'm glad He used me, but now I'm glad I'm getting to go there.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
Now,
right.
that's the whole point of it. You know, is I'm getting to go where, like I said, it was about full-time ministry at the times. It was about being famous.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in music, I wanted to be a full-time musician, so I got the opportunity to do that. But it was about a paycheck. It wasn't about somebody's soul. It wasn't about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate now, and I'm glad that I lived that, you know, and got that behind me. So yeah,
Got it out of your system.
got it out. I love it. I mean, I'm glad that we get to do this full time
Yeah.
and everything, and you know, I'm all right being back there where nobody sees me.
Man, it's just really cool to watch you back there. It blesses my heart.
And now we hear you because you've got your little talkback mic
In our ears,
So-
yeah.
That's fun. You know, my dad and I were talking about that. I didn't know that about you, about growing. I mean, I knew you'd done music your whole life, but I didn't know that about you traveling. Jacob and I talked about that. I traveled with my dad, and me and Dad talked about that the other day. That, you know, he always kind of had that stuck in the back of his mind, like he would tell you this to himself. I'm not saying anything that he'll be mad about, I hope. But he was like, you know, for a while, he said, I was a little bit hurt. I thought you were going to be traveling with me for my whole life. You know, it's going to be us, the Banks brothers, blah, blah, blah. He said, but I realize now, you know, I stopped singing with him when I was about 16, 17. That's when I started getting into drugs and ignorant stuff. But I told him, I said, you know, I didn't understand what we were singing about. You know, it's kind of cool. I never really thought about that until you just shared that. Yeah, I'm glad the Lord kind of took that time to say, hey, this is not what this is about, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you got to, like me and Jacob growing up, we didn't know the other side of it, honestly. So we just thought we were right.
Right.
I mean, there were times you thought you were right.
Oh.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then,
Well, I didn't know there was another way.
exactly. And then finally, you have to kind of dip into something that's going to prick your heart and kind of break it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we'd have just been like, man, we're good. We've done this our whole life, you know?
Right. Well, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about that I thought would be cool to share with the people that are watching is, and I hope this isn't too personal, and if it is, we can just edit it out or whatever. But you told us, you know, I remember your mom passing away. When did
Yeah.
she pass away?
It was a year ago in April.
That's what
This
I thought.
past
Yeah,
April.
I knew it was. It hadn't been too long, and I remember at probably 5 months ago, the Lord put it on my heart to just search you on Facebook. We had been praying for a sound guy, somebody to help drive the RV because Caleb's vision was completely gone, and it was. I'll just be honest with you, it was about to kill me.
And I was
mean,
getting super burnt out, like to a bad place. I was getting really burnt out with having to do the sound, and I couldn't focus on the lyrics that we were singing because I was thinking about how we sounded, and it was just not good. So we really had been praying
And
for
I needed a life coach, which Tip has
Yeah.
decided to take that role on. You're just part of the team, brother.
But
Go
you're going to
ahead.
have to quit doing it standing up. I've learned that that's not the right way to do it because you may fall.
You will fall.
And I don't want you to get hurt.
but I guess what I was getting at was Autumn had, I mean, the last Christmas tour we did, I didn't know if we were going to get through it because she was just like, I
was like
can't-
almost in tears every
it's
time.
not like it. She wanted to sing.
Yeah.
She didn't want to run the sound.
Or I just wanted to do either or.
One or
Right,
the other.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was just we were in a position where we really needed somebody, but I knew that
We didn't have a choice, and I knew that too.
well,
you know?
I knew that we couldn't like pay somebody's salary.
Right, that's what I mean.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
we didn't have a choice.
We didn't have the money, and so we just kind of were praying and seeking God. And about 4 or 5 months ago, the Lord laid it on my heart to message you, and because I had watched a live video of Chris and them, Chris Holden Journey Home, and I was like, "Where's Tip?" Because you're always on stage with him.
Yeah.
I was like, "Where is Tip?" And I had no idea, but Tip had kind of stepped away from Chris Holder, and I was not, because God had put you on my mind before, and I was like, "No, he's with Chris. I'm not even
that's
contacting
not
him.
chill. You don't
That
do
is
that.
not cool. You know, you don't mess with other
Because
people's.
I know he'd say yes. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
you don't mess with other people's group members, and so I just didn't even reach out. Well, then once I figured out through watching that live video and your absence there that you weren't with him anymore, I reached out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I never dreamed in a million years that you would want to do this." And so, you know, it just seemed like the Lord just really brought it all together at just the right time for us, and I think for you too.
Definitely for me, yeah. Like I said, my mom had passed away, and I think God was setting this thing up not just for me, but for Chris too, to take the church.
Yeah,
You know,
Shit, yeah.
so and my heart's desire is to travel.
right.
It always has been, and you know, and Chris was having to slow down a little bit for his health, but you know, I think God was really setting him up for the church. That's why he's not singing as much now. So,
Mm-hmm.
but when you called me, my mom had passed away, and through the time Chris started slowing down and just other little things, and I was just like, man, I'm just gonna step out of this. I mean, and I'd felt like it was time to go, probably 1.5 to 2 years before any of this even happened. But I was faithful to Chris, you know, because I'm faithful to whoever. I'm a 100% man. And I mean, I just really didn't want to step away from Chris. I love Chris. Chris has been great to me. I mean, he's really been really good to me. And so I really hated that. And then Mom passed away, and I started going through other stuff. And I was like, I've got to get done with this. And then it put me into a state of depression, to be honest with you. I wasn't getting out at all, like we said at the start. This thing, I'm a homebody, so I wasn't even getting out. Period. I'd get off work, I'd come home, I stayed there till time to go to work. Weekends would roll around. I didn't even leave the house till Monday morning to go to work. And then you called, and I was like, at first I was like, I don't know. I was like, man, I just now got out of this, you know. I just don't know. And then it's like the Lord's like, oh yeah, this is for you, man. And then he was like, well, we'll talk in a few days, you know. And then he was like, how would you like to come and meet? And I was like, yeah, man. At that point in time, I'd kind of already got some peace about it and everything. And since then, and
We went and ate Mexican food.
Surprise.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Talked it over.
at an old Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I've ate at more Pizza Hut Mexican restaurants than you all.
That's so true.
But y'all love Mexican food, so I'm in there. But anyhow, so we just start going through that, and I come and meetings and stuff, and y'all don't realize kind of what a blessing it's been to me and a help just to get me back out of the house, to pull me through that state of depression, you know. And I'm a type of person that nobody's ever going to know I'm going through anything but myself. I don't talk about my problems. I don't tell nobody nothing. I just deal with it and get over it myself. So y'all have been a huge, huge help to me, and I appreciate that, you know. And I just felt how God was leading that way. And since then, you know, the schedule was getting busier and busier. And then that's when y'all was like, you know, whenever you can, you know, start. At first, it was just local,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, and then like, let's start the traveling thing.
Yeah,
and
we couldn't wait
The
for you
Lord
to
had
come on the
worked
road.
out that. So I'm like, man, with my work schedule I got now, there's no way. And I felt like the Lord was telling me, you know, I've got something lined up for you. I've got something lined up for you. And he'd put this place on my mind for a while. And I was like, man, that's a lot of money I'm going to be losing. You know, like almost $17, $18 an hour
Holy cow.
cut that I took to go to that place that was going to work with our schedule to fill in between what, you know, each one of us was doing. And so, but God has blessed in this. Like I've had more money in my account than I ever did making that extra money.
That's awesome.
You know,
Well,
that's
you're
just a God
obedient.
thing. I'm not saying I'm rich or nothing,
Sure.
but
No, but when you're obedient to the Lord,
yeah, absolutely. It
I-
shows us how He will bless. And I mean, sometimes you just have to step out on faith and just know that God, don't just believe that He is, but trust Him. And I mean, fully trust Him that He's got it. And He has.
well, I'll say this, and I don't mean for us to just go back and forth complimenting each other, but I do want to say this. I admire your attitude toward ministry. I've been around a lot of people in ministry over the last 15 years, and even since we started Phillips and Banks, I've come into contact with a lot of people, and before that for them it was just a paycheck.
Been there, though.
And so I do admire your commitment to ministry, and I admire your commitment to what we're doing. And you told me when we first started all this, you said, I'm 100%, I'm a 100% kind of guy. And that's rang true, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it has.
it really, really has. And we appreciate all
Except
that
for
you.
when it comes to steps, then tip goes down about 98%, and I'm right there with you too. I'm down about 60%.
I'm still at 100, but my back's at like 42.
That's me. My body's looking to go. Maybe they don't need me tonight.
I'm like, good God, I gotta lose some of this weight.
No, I didn't mean like that. I just meant I don't like.
I mean it like it.
Loading those huge
we
cases
we were
upstairs.
talking about that the other day. Like, it is crazy. Like God's timing with all this stuff.
It's always perfect, man. It's always perfect.
Well, like you know, not that you signed up to like be the pack mule or any of that stuff, but I mean, they put as soon as you came on, like early on, a couple months ago, if you've been following the story with the eye injections and all that stuff, not only now I'm able to drive and I can help in that way, but I mean, I have bad days with my eyes. So you were like, I'll drive. Tip loves to drive. I don't know why.
I would do it all, but some people trick me
I'm a bully.
and
But
and
then-
bullies me.
But then I think about like, and here you came on right before like the hottest part of the year, and you don't ever say a word. Every once in a while you say, "Shoo, it's a little warm out here, old son." But you go right over there and you load up the trailer. Y'all get on to me because I can't lift
That's
over
what I was
30
gonna
pounds.
say. Isn't
like,
it cool how the Lord
It's
worked that
just-
out? Where it's like the same time where Caleb was put on a weight restriction or lifting restriction.
Yeah,
Can't lift more than 20 or 30 pounds, which is nothing in the trailer, is under 20 or 30 pounds.
I can carry the guitar.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
But Tip he comes right on, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you
it
just-
really saved Autumn and Carmen from having to help me unload
Hey, I
the
can
trailer.
unload that trailer. I've
And
done it.
then the other thing that this has to be your spiritual gift, brother, but you introduced us to Kane Street Barbecue.
Yeah, you
and
did.
I'll be forever in your debt.
Maybe we can get an endorsement from them. So Jude
I'll tag
Crawford,
them
if you're
in every
listening.
video.
Hey, two more things. We love you and we appreciate you.
Hey, I love you all, man, and I
And thanks
appreciate
thanks for being on the podcast tonight.
you. Absolutely.
And thanks for lending us all of this podcast equipment.
Yeah,
because this
thank
is
you.
all his stuff.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, if you want to, a whole 100 people might see this. So if you want to plug your podcast for the fall, you
Yeah.
can. I don't know if you want to.
I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to get to do it this year.
Oh,
or
okay.
not,
All right.
because
All right.
He'd be doing it from the RV with the up front.
I
Yeah,
want
today
to.
on the.
I want to, but I mean, it's just, man, there's just not much time to do it.
We'll help you, bro. Me and Jake, but we'll do sports stuff.
Are we going to put Sports Center in the RV so we can keep
Yeah.
up with what's going on?
And the last thing I want to ask you, and before we go, and this is a really serious question.
No.
All right.
I already know it's not
I'm
serious,
just
is it?
kidding.
Who is your favorite member besides yourself? Who's your favorite group member of Phillips and Max?
Now, before you answer, I would like to let it be known how many compliments I have been paid from you saying how great of a co-pilot I am in the RV.
Well,
She
now,
brings no bakes too, bro.
I
so-
do. I bake a lot of cookies.
well, that I do. I will say that she is the best
Olivia,
co-pilot that anybody could ever ask
what
for.
can I say?
But
But
just co-piloting and making them cookies don't put the money into the ministry
that's so true.
to make our paychecks so we can live for you to make us these chocolate drop cookies. But there's this certain person that when they sing these songs and they just, man, people flood the table after that. And
That's
I mean,
Olivia.
some CD starts flying off
You're welcome.
the
Tip.
shelf. I mean,
Oh,
and her name's Olivia.
Oh, man. All right. All right. Well,
I mean, she's the CD seller, son, right there.
Tip, thanks for being on the podcast tonight. We love you. We appreciate you.
love you
And I'll see you at Caleb's house at 8 a.m. on Friday.
You'll be going.
So I'll
You
be
think I
up
can
about
be up by then?
7:50.
I know you can. Hey,
I'll
guys.
be here at 5.
Hey, listen, we love y'all. Appreciate you watching. We'll be back next week, and I think we're right at an hour, so we did really good tonight. God bless you all. Thanks for watching tonight.
Don't forget to tune in on Facebook Tuesday night 7:30 on our ministry page if you're not over there with us too. So
Oh,
check
yeah,
that
that's
out.
right. We do Facebook Live. Yeah.
Facebook Live
Okay.
every Tuesday night.
And anything else we need to announce? All right, we're out like Meemaw's teeth. See y'all later. Good night.
If you had a good time tonight, remember to smash that subscribe button.
And hit the notification bell like it
It
owes you money.